Alright. Hello everyone, you can call me Rain Mercury, and welcome to How to Play Starbound. And so this game hasn't been available, or has only been available for about a week. Maybe two, I don't have the exact date. But anyway, it's kind of it's in its current state, it's not easy to figure out what to do, especially after the tutorial ends, which is pretty quickly. So I am here to help you learn how to play. Now, looking through the options, there's not a whole lot there. Your sound and music, resolution. Now, zoom levels is interesting in that you can pick how close the camera is, but when you're just starting, I'd leave it at 3 times just to see how it is by default, and then you can adjust it later. So when you start, you'll probably want to play single player. Multiplayer, you can only connect directly with IP addresses. There's no picking a server. So you'll create a character, and the first thing you'll see is species, and there's 6 choices here, and the only difference in them right now is the way they look and the way their ship and their armor looks. In the future, each race's armor will have abilities that are granted by wearing the armor, and only that race can craft that armor at first. Later on, you can find recipes or blueprints on how to create the other race's armors. So to start, just pick one that you think looks interesting. They all have different stories also, but you don't really see that until you actually start. Now I'm going to pick the only one I haven't tried yet, which is Hilotls, which are kind of like amphibious, Eastern Asian inspired people. There's lots of different colors and different parts of each race that you can customize, male and female. I've never actually gone through all this race's options. There is a lot to choose from. I guess that's alright. And the personality, all it really changes is the stance of the character. And I already know what I'm going to name mine, LMRS. I forgot to check when I started this video. We'll call it 34. Okay. Once you've customized your character, it throws you straight into space and tells you what's going on. You have been drifting in space for some time, unable to choose a planet to explore. Finally, your ship has run out of fuel in orbit of an unknown planet, making your choice for you. Before setting out in search of fuel, search your ship's storage for a matter manipulator. Press E to interact with objects. So that intro is actually different depending on your race. Also, your ship looks different. This is crazy. It looks like a dragon. So yeah, the first thing you gotta do is open your storage, which is right here. Press E, and you'll see all of your starter gear. And as soon as you grab this, it automatically goes to the first slot in your hotbar, which is where you have access to all your stuff. Um, you should definitely keep the matter manipulator up there right now. You won't need it later, but for now you will. Your flashlight, you can put it anywhere you want to, and it's actually a pretty neat feature. But it's useful because at night you need to be able to see or underground. Torches work pretty much like Terraria or Minecraft. You place them down, they provide light as long as they don't get wet, and you can pick them back up again. You can't carry them though. I mean, they don't give off light while you're holding them. Then you'll start with two types of seeds. One that's unique to your race, and the other which is wheat. And both are very useful. To quickly move an item from a container to your inventory, hold shift and click it, which automatically puts it in my hotbar, which I don't want. But once your hotbar is full, you won't have that problem anymore. Finally, you got your weapon. It's a two-handed. Everyone starts with a two-handed sword with the same stats. DPS, which is an easy measure of the strength of a weapon, which is damage per second, which is basically damage per swing multiplied by swing speed, as you can see there. At the bottom you've got a rarity, which for this is uncommon. That's also shown by the green outline. And then finally you have a pixel cost, which I believe only shows up for items that you can recreate with your 3D printer. So once you've done that, you'll get quest complete. And your next quest, which is, I'm not going to read all of these, make yourself a crafting table. And that tells you to teleport down to the planet. But first I'm going to go through the rest of what's on the ship. This is where you got your techs and your 3D printers. When you find techs out in the wild, you'll have to use them. And once you do, you'll end up, it'll be in this list, and you can lock it into one of your 4 tech slots. And they do different things. There's energy dash, pulse jump, stuff like that. Adds extra abilities to your character. Oh, and then the 3D printer. I haven't actually gotten this to work right. But the way it's supposed to work is items such as furniture you can put in here and scan it, and it'll destroy it, and then you'll have it in this list, and you can spend just pixels to create it instead of actual materials. And pixels are basically the currency in this game. You'll need a lot of them to progress through the game. Next is your captain's quarters, where you've got your fuel. You can put things like coal in here to fuel your ship with. Once you've done that, you can come sit in your chair and see your star map. And we will get more into this later, but for now you'll see that this is how you can get to other planets. There's these planets. If you right click, you'll zoom out to the system, and then again to the sector. And this is huge. I mean, you can jump all over the sector randomly. And these coordinates, notice how big they are. In the negative 2 million range, 20 million range. It is huge. Okay, the star map usually lowers my frame rate for a while after I get out of it. So now we're heading down to the surface. If you press Alt, you can see your hunger status at any time, which is important. So here we are on our planet. Everything's completely randomized, at least on this planet. So there's green dirt, rose trees. Now this right here, I don't know what it's called, pod or capsule or something, but they're basically like little chests with just money in them. Break them with your weapon and you get some pixels. 6 pixels in that one. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to do when you get to your first planet is take your matter manipulator and run up to a tree and hold left click on the bottom of the tree forever. This is how you chop down your first tree. It does matter where you hit the tree, because if you were to hit it up higher, you would just break it at that point and you would be left with a stump, which if that's what you want, you can do. But there's no way to replant trees, and leaving a stump there will do nothing, so it's really best to just cut the whole tree down. You get more wood. So now we have wood. Our first quest, of course, which you can see here, was to, our second quest, I should say, is to make a crafting table. To do that, you'll need to open your crafting interface with C, and you'll see that you can make a wooden crafting table, but you need wood planks. You need 35 wood planks. To make wood planks, you can see here, if it's lit up, which means we have what we need, unrefined wood. So to get 35 wood planks, you'll need to craft wood planks 3 times 3 and 12 times. 12 times 3 is 36, which will give us enough wood planks. You do that and they light up. You can see you can make wood crafting tables now. Make one of those. Now you can get a bunch more crafting done. Your next quest is to obtain some alien meat by killing a monster with a bow and cook it on a campfire to produce cooked alien meat. So, before we get to that, we're going to place our crafting table. You just select it with your number keys. Number 6. You can place items pretty far away from you. That's the matter manipulator that does that. So you throw this down. When you press E to interact with it, you'll see you get a bunch more options. The first thing we really want to do, well, we can make a campfire, which is important. I would craft 2 of these. It takes torches and unrefined wood. Torches are crafted with unrefined wood and coal. It's important to have campfires, one for your first camp and one to carry on you, because if it gets cold out there, you're going to need that campfire to stay alive. So the next thing you might want to do is, well, you'll definitely need stone to make a pickaxe. And you'll probably want to do this before you finish the quest. Although you will need food. It's not a big deal if you die right now. All you lose if you die is 20% of your pixels, which at this point you probably don't have much more than I do, which is 26. And losing 20% of that's not a big deal at all. So, you'll need some stone. And 10 stone, I think, is enough to make a pickaxe. Yep, and wood planks. You need 20 wood planks. So, you'll need 7 times 3 is 21 wood planks. Come back down here and get your pickaxe. And at this point, you still need an axe. So you got a pickaxe, put it wherever you choose. I choose to keep it on 5. Now in your inventory you have 2 different areas here. One for normal items, and the other one where building materials will automatically go when you pick them up. So it's nice to keep it organized that way. I'd like to get this off my hotbar. I always keep dirt on my hotbar in case I need to throw up a wall for some whatever reason. Now you see here the first creature we've encountered. We don't know if it's hostile or friendly. If they're hostile, they will attack you when they see you. And he has seen me and he's not hostile. So you can kill him if you want to, but I like to leave him alone. They don't mess with me, I don't mess with them. That creature might be hostile. But we're going to ignore him for now and get some more stone to make an axe. And you'll see the pickaxe has a much wider radius, which is useful for mining, and much, much faster than the matter manipulator. Definitely worthwhile making it your first investment. We're running out of time, so I should at least cover making your first shelter. I was doing this to make a stone axe, but we're going to go ahead and make bricks first. Now, what you build your shelter out of does sort of matter, because at some point you'll fight a boss that can break those blocks, and you'd rather it be something tougher if you end up fighting him near your house. Okay, so normally you'll see it's at a 4-block thing there while placing things. If you want to place just one, which I usually do, hold shift and you'll see that's also how you target a single block while you're mining. Does it actually let you place that? No. Okay. So you can build yourself a little wall here. Oops. Okay, and that's a basic shelter. Now, eventually you'll want to place blocks in the background to keep monsters from spawning. And I'll show you how to do that. I usually use packed dirt because it's a little cheaper and you need more of it. Packed dirt, if you place just dirt or stone in the background, cobblestone, you'll end up with monsters being able to spawn in there, and you don't want that. So you'll want to craft it first here, either cobblestone bricks or dirt or packed dirt. And once you do, you can right click to interact with the background. This lets you place blocks in the background. You'll need a lot more to cover your whole house, but that's how you do it. And we have walled ourselves in. We're going to open this up. And real quick, actually no, I don't have an axe yet, so that's enough for a basic shelter. You won't be able to keep things out yet, but in the next episode we'll learn how to make a door, so you can go in and out without letting things in with you. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next part.